What's that experience like then, sort of playing with a whole bunch of different people?
I love it. I love the spontaneity that happens on stage with the other musicians. Tonight, a friend of mine, Fraser McCollum, we're going to do a little bit of harmonies on each other's songs. That was planned, but sometimes in circles you might just throw in a little bit of harmony, or there might be a lead guitarist in the crew, and he might add a little bit onto the song. So that's why I love doing these song circles, and I just love to be on the stage, and just once in a while it's nice to not have to hold the whole night and have other people and sort of be sharing and be a part of what they're doing, and I find it really inspiring, for sure. So
does that make it difficult to choose sort of which songs you're going to do and how to maybe arrange them a bit differently than normal?
Absolutely, yeah. It's the hardest thing because like tonight we're each doing 2 songs, and it's really hard to decide which 2 songs are going to best showcase what I do. So there's this sort of back and forth, well, should I do this one, should I do that one? And then I don't want to plan it because sometimes I get in the song circle and someone plays a song that inspires me to want to play one of my other songs that I may have not have planned on doing. So there's a lot of just having to kind of go with the flow, I find, which I've learned over the years doing the circles.
Is it fun?
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Music PEI, it seems to me, Music PEI Week is almost, it's really a celebration, really, of a year of PEI music. Sort of what goes through your mind when you think of what you've done over the past year?
Oh, it's been a really big year, actually. This Music PEI Week feels like a perfect sort of celebration of everything that's happened for me. Like last night, I got presented with a Lynn Grisco Award, which is presented to an artist who has accomplished a lot in the past year. So I felt like it was a perfect time for me to be, I can't really explain why, but it just feels like in my life, it feels like a perfect time to be doing Music PEI Week. And I moved back to PEI in the past year, and to be celebrated and appreciated and supported so deeply here right now, I just feel like it's all that work paying off in the past year, because I've toured, I've played, I've been on Facebook, and I've been updating my webpage, and I've been doing all the groundwork, and now it finally feels like the seeds have been planted and the flowers are starting to grow, so it's exciting.
Is there one concert or one moment from any show you've done that really stands out to you as sort of the best highlight of the year?
Well, in December I played at the Hughes Room in Toronto, which was really special for me because that's a venue that's famous for presenting folk musicians, and I got to play to a room full of the who's who of the folk scene, and was received really well there. So I think that was also a really affirmative moment for me in my career, and this just happened like maybe last month, and I was up for a folk music award too, so it felt like it was kind of appropriate.
Anything else sort of you want to add about tonight or the performance tonight that you're excited about or you think is important?
Well, I'm excited about playing with all these musicians here. They're all incredible, and my very, very favorite songwriter, David Francie, is here tonight, and it couldn't be a more perfect way to like bring the whole year to a full roundedness, because he's just been a huge idol for me, and he was in the audience last night at the show in Summerside, the Music Mosaic show, and I looked out and I saw him, and I just got filled with so much inspiration and excitement to see him there.
Guys, why is he so important to you?
Well, funny enough, how it came all full circle is that I saw him perform at the Hughes Room, which was the venue I played at last month, and absolutely fell in love with his music. And that night I went home and I said to myself, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm going to write songs. And
when was that?
That was like 7 years ago. Like that's right when I was just getting my feet wet and getting started. So, so he's just been a really important figure for me over the past 7 years.
That song for you, it's an a cappella that Laurie and I wrote, both born pretty much in the same area as Scotland, the border areas, and we were thinking about winter, even though it was October, and figured it was coming soon enough, and it's certainly arrived here, that's for sure. The song is called Borderlands. The winter snow lies on the hill, the sun our welcome friend, we'll gather all the warmth it brings, till spring comes round again. The icy branches grasp the light, jewels stolen from the sky, shining there like diamonds bright, a gift for you and I. The harvest field sleeps silently, their waking hours spent, and while the frost creeps quietly, we'll make ourselves content. The birds awake to greet the day, they'll welcome it with song. Rings round these woods like morning bells, a blessing for the dawn. Rings round these woods like morning bells, a blessing for the dawn. Thank you.
Really blissed out. I just gotta say.
I'm getting there, I can tell you that.
Should I keep going, Dave? You guys are so humble, right? Like, I remember I went to one of his shows, and after the show I went up to say hi to him and, you know, shake his hand, and he's like, "Can I get my picture taken with you guys?" Isn't this supposed to be the other way around, David? Anyway. So, am I working? Yeah, okay. So this tune, I call it my going to the country anthem these days. I wrote it just before I moved back to PEI last year. And I wrote it for two reasons. One, a celebration of moving back to the country, but I was going to be moving in with my partner for the first time, and we were going to be living in the woods in the middle of nowhere together. So there was a little bit of fear coming up for sure. So yeah, I'm just going to, it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'll just rip it off here for you. Everything is changing, and life's rearranging. I'm going to the country, maybe have me a baby. It's funny how I never knew what it would look like till I met you. Now we're going to the country to start anew. We can have a garden, a little place to put our hands in. I'll start pickling like my grandma did, and I'll take up baking, and you can start making all of those things that you keep saying. 'Cause everything is changing and life's rearranging. I'm going to the country, maybe have me a baby. It's funny how I never knew what it would look like till I met you. Now we're going to the country to start anew. And you can have a wood pile, I'll have a clothesline, and we'll have a fire every night down by the riverside, and all through the evening we'll be singing hallelujah to our home. 'Cause everything is changing and life's rearranging. I'm going to the country, maybe have me a baby. It's funny how I never knew what it would look like till I met you. Now we're going to the country to start anew. So some of you out here might know my plight with my wood stove in my home, but when we decided we were going to move to the country, we figured that the very first thing we were going to need is a brand new wood stove for the home. And for any of you that have owned a wood stove out there in your life, you will know what it's like. And my partner, having grown up just outside Halifax, had never really owned a wood stove before, or a wood pile for that matter. And was so excited about the idea of owning one that that's all he talked about for 3 months before we moved in. How big it was going to be, how wide it was going to be, what shape it was going to take in the yard, where should we put it to get maximum sunlight, how many cord of wood do you think we need to get? Honey, shut up and put your wood pile. So we got it installed, and of course I was the one that was left home alone with it to get it started. And soon realized that having a wood stove in your home is pretty much like having a small child in your home 24 hours a day, because you have to feed it every 2 hours or it dies. And I learned this very quickly. My partner came home that night and he came in the house and it was really late. He had a long day and he looked at me and he looked at the stove and he said, "Oh, babe," he said, "you did a great job of getting that fire going." And I looked at him with hate in my eyes. And I said, "Don't you even talk to me about that friggin' stove." 17 full newspapers. I'm not even kidding, to get it started. I was completely exhausted. I had burned every friggin' piece of paper in the house at this point. You know, at that point where you're starting to burn things you know you shouldn't be burning? I was there. And so he had to drag his tired butt out to his wood pile at 12 o'clock at night and chop wood. And when he came back in, I couldn't help myself. I looked at him and I said, "So, babe, how do you feel about your wood pile now?" And without skipping a beat, he said, "It's a love-hate relationship." And I thought to myself, kind of like ours right now. So baby, when I'm lonely, I know that you'll hold me and tell me a story of how we'll be fine. Then you can take me down to the sea and we'll stand hand in hand silently, 'cause everything's changing and life's rearranging. I'm going to the country, maybe have me a baby. It's funny how I never knew what it would look like till I met you. Now we're going to the country to start anew. It's funny how I never knew what it would look like till I met you.